A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away. Hey everybody, thank you for listening to yet another edition of For Light and Dice. We kick things off going right back to Wynne and Goz, who let me try it again, who are on Alderaan, and they're about to have an interesting meeting of sorts. So listen and check out what happens next. Wynne, can you make a pilot check to land, please, in front of the manager?
Do we need
Absolutely.
permission to land?
Do you think Wynne is going to ask for permission to land?
You are allowed.
29.
So when you do receive permission from whatever station is coordinating things with you, and there are not a lot of ships right now on any of the landing pads, and so you take the one that's
Is
like
there
almost
any
directly,
ships on the landing pads?
just one. And you, guys, you know this to be one of the CEO's personal ships for him.
Mm-hmm.
Though it's interesting, it's not in his personal garage. Rather, it's out here in the visitors area.
So Wynne is going to bring the ship in to the smoothest Nat 20 plus 9 landing you have ever seen in your entire life.
You land.
You don't feel it. There's not a blade of grass on this landing field that is disturbed by this. It is the smoothest, sexiest landing you have ever seen in your life. And when they're done, they look over. I assume the CEO ship is pretty opulent.
It is 3 times the size of your ship. It sports 4 separate yacht levels of luxury, and it's Durasteel metal combined with gems, combined with very sleek paint jobs.
Wynne's gonna look over to this ship and shake their head.
Get your curses out now.
You know, size isn't everything, right?
I know.
Okay.
Gonk says, "Gonk."
Though I like to buy a variety when I buy signs. Let me have that one, Wynne. I'm very nervous right now.
Wynne has turned back to the window and grumbles to themselves. This planet, one of the few natural beauties of the core, steeped in history, and they still have to find a way to make a commodity out of the beauty of nature.
Don't worry, I'll blow up in 200 years. Sorry. Sorry.
I didn't know you could put a price tag on grass like this. And they start shutting the ship down.
Chris, remind me, the thing that we brought, you said it's in a box, like a data disk in a box, right?
It's a small box because the data disk is very small and thin.
Okay, cool. I couldn't remember.
And it's really more of a, to be honest, it's more of an envelope than a box, but it's...
Goz put it in a nice box.
Yeah.
Just like Jerry, the worms that killed the hut.
Okay. We can do this. We can do this. Mm-hmm. Get the NDA. Ability to move to Jeddah.
Mm-hmm.
The mighty front doors of this manor lift upward like a castle opening its maw, and a protocol droid waddles out from the darkness and starts making its way towards the ship. This droid has it's an older model. It's made entirely out of silver, and it will waddle all the way out to the front of the ship and just stand there and wait.
All right. Guns. Yeah. Right? We're bringing guns?
Yes, I have Grime. I'm leaving Sasha here. Remember, NDAs, less is more. Hey, you got this.
We got this.
Yeah. Thank you.
Wynne gets up out of the seat.
And you look great.
So do you.
Yeah.
Now let's go extort a capitalist.
And I apologize now for what you're about to say. Because I'm about to be a bitch. She just stalks out of there, heels clicking on the metal. Gonk, take care of the
Wynne looks
ship.
after her.
Gonk.
Wynne looks after her and just says, you be a bitch to the capitalist Slimos all you want.
Not to the Slimos. We have to be bitches to the servants.
I will just keep my mouth shut.
I know you will. She just
Wynne exhales a long exhale and follows her towards the ramp of the ship.
She's just waiting by the door. She hasn't opened the ramp yet. Make him wait about another minute. Okay.
Wynne does one more little practice walk up and down the hall in Lysander's heels, muttering about how it doesn't make sense how he walks in these before resuming their position at the door.
She just hits the button, just lowering the ramp. And she has this, like, it's almost like she just slipped on a mask. Like, she just looks so apathetic and cold. Like, she just does not look like herself. And once the ramp's all the way down, that's when she walks down it and just walks by the droid.
The droid immediately walks in your way and says, "Hello, I'm C2TO, Sentient Being Cyborg Relations. So nice to meet you. Who do I have the honor of meeting?"
My name is Goz. I have business with Mr. Talo.
Mr. Talo has been expecting you.
Good.
And your companion?
This is Wynne, my business partner.
Wynne flashes the thumbs up as if to confirm that Goz is correct.
Hope just slapped herself in the face.
You can see flashes of light going across its eyes for a bit, and it says, "Query, where are your other companions?"
Other companions?
Correct.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's just the two of us.
As you wish. Please follow me.
Lead the way.
And it starts to waddle, turning around, and then it leads you towards the manor.
She kind of shares a quick little look with Wynne, like, "Oh, okay."
Wynne narrows their eyes, thinking something that they don't have time to say, but they then follow Goz, hand resting on their belt just above their blaster.
She kind of leans in close and kind of puts her hand to the back of her beak. Worst case scenario. Charles, do you need a reminder of what worst case scenario was?
No, that was me exhaling very deeply.
So.
Okay, so the droid the droid takes you through the mall of the manor, as I have put it. And so Goz, you've heard rumor and may have been here before. The main hall of this manor generally features a full historical lesson on Ritello itself, the different logos, pictures of the first stores on this planet, that planet, etc. Pictures of the different executive team members celebrating various wins and whatnot. But most of those things have been cleared out. And instead, sitting in the center of this hall, there is a massive model that has been constructed. It's a model of a city, and the city itself is circular. And it is constructed in such a way where it looks like the very center of the city. There's some kind of beautiful lake that has crystal clear water, and floating above it there are these flattened jelly bean kind of structures that have on top of it various different structures and parks and whatnot. It looks beautiful. It looks like a city befitting of Alderaan, quite frankly, and you've never quite seen anything like this before.
Droid.
Yes.
She kind of stops and looking at the model. What is this?
The droid stops and looks over at you and tilts its head and says, "That information is not authorized for me to tell you."
I asked you a question.
And I am answering your question.
Can I, try and glean anything from it?
You kind of study it for a little bit. Can you make a... I'll let you do either investigation or lore.
Well, we're going to do investigation because that has extra points. 14?
So it looks like it's some kind of a amusement park model almost to you, like maybe a fair. And looking at it a little bit closer, there's a lot of references to the fair on Valo a lot.
Would Wynne know Valo from their travels? Would Wynne know anything about Valo?
Oh, sure.
Okay, I don't even need to roll for that.
No. But what relevance that has to this, you're not sure.
Wynne leans over to Goz. I know Valo. It's a mid-rim. I think it's a mid. Let's have Charles check before he says something.
It is a mid-rim system, I believe.
Okay, good. It's a mid-rim planet, but I don't know what this is.
Oh, I saw the lake and I thought it was the lake below.
I also thought it was the lake below until I read the plaque.
Interesting. Droid.
Yes.
What happened to the entryway? I've never been here before, but I always heard wonderful rumors about how it had these amazing portraits.
Yes, that is true. And it has all been reconfigured and redistributed throughout the manor to focus on the most important project at hand.
I see. Which is this model before us?
I cannot tell you.
Well, it's not a no.
It is not a yes.
Lead the way, droid. She says, kind of doing another sweep over, looking down at the...
Droid!
Yes.
Beyond visitors, who is generally allowed in this space?
That is private information.
Are any company employees allowed in this space, or is it purely private?
That is private information.
Okay.
You're wasting my time. Walk, droid.
The droid begins waddling. It takes you past several more rooms of opulence, entire bar rooms with gaming tables and several bars, a beautiful hallway that looks out to what looks like an indoor pool of sorts, but it all seems empty and lifeless for some reason. There is hardly anyone here right now. And eventually the droid takes you around a corner to another set of doors that seem to rival the front gates of the manor. And the droid stops and looks to you. He's waiting for you. In there. Have a nice day. And the droid waddles away.
Droid?
It stops.
Who?
Mr. Tallow.
Thank you.
It waddles away.
She's kind of looking at the doors a little bit like she's thinking, something doesn't feel right.
I agree.
More than normal.
Why would they remove the historical company propaganda from the entrance hall? Why is this somewhere we can't even talk about if executives are allowed in?
We should just
Something is going on.
Let's focus on the task at hand.
Task at hand.
Get out.
Right.
Something is wrong. She just goes up and she just knocks on the door.
Goz, you don't even have a moment to knock on the door. As soon as you lift your hand up to the right door, it starts to open, as does the left door. in unison, they very slowly open widely into a chamber that it's supposed to be an office room of sorts, but it's just a large domed room with beautiful open window that looks out to the town below. There is a raised dais with a long desk up to the front and a chair that starts to rotate counterclockwise from the window towards you. Sitting in the chair is a man who is older. He's in his 70s, a human. He has a beard of sorts, and his hair both kind of droop to the side, but his eyes are a piercing blue. And Gaz, you've seen so many pictures of him in your life, like of his various ages, various portraits and whatnot. You know exactly who he is, but you've never seen him have the facial expression he has on his face right now. And that is one of a smirk.
Hello, Mr. Taylor.
I have heard all the reports. Come in.
Just coming in.
Wynne is going to kind of step into the door a little bit, but not move past Goz. They are going to follow Goz. How far is Goz moving into the room?
How far from the door to the desk? Like what's that distance?
It's a good 40 feet. It's a long room.
Okay.
So you'll have to walk 40 feet. When he speaks, his voice is echoing through the whole room. And you have to get like kind of walk a ways to get closer to him. It's crazy. Wynne, for you, like, it's crazy that the fact that you're so kind of a little far away from him, but you can still see his eyes. They almost kind of glow a bit in the light.
It's good to see you again, sir. I know it's been a few years.
It's been a long time.
Yes. You look well.
And he starts coughing violently a bit.
Oh. She looked genuinely concerned.
It's fine.
Have you actually finally retired?
No. Afraid retirement is not for men like me. Or for people like you, it would seem.
Well, my place wasn't with this company.
What is it like on the outside?
Hold on. I need to look at something. Hold on.
Wynne's just kind of standing in the background watching this go down.
Can I roll something? Because something feels off in her brain, but I don't know what to roll.
Insight.
Insight? Something feels off.
Yeah, for sure.
I would also like to roll insight since Wynne is observing this.
That's a dirty 20, Chris.
Wynne, I'll let you do insight, but at disadvantage. You may not catch all the nuance.
Oh, yeah, no, that's a 2. Wynne doesn't notice shit.
Yeah, Wynne, you're like...
I don't even have to roll the second time. So, Wynne doesn't notice shit.
Gaz, you are you are shocked right now because you're looking at this man, and there's for the first time in your life, this man that's in control, this hard man, is weaker to you. He's desperate almost, and at the same time he's proud. He's feeling pride.
She's just kind of looking at him, and she just takes a moment to actually look around the room, like to take in the room around her.
You're noticing that a lot of the belongings that you've heard. So you've heard stories of his office. There are trophies of it's kind of like the front room. There are trophies of the history of Ritalo, different logos, different relics, moments where he's met important dignitaries, important paintings of him speaking with senators. That's all gone. Everything right now is depictions and paintings of this model that you saw out front of the room. And there are a lot of pictures of him and Lena So. him and a bunch of other senators that you've never quite seen before, but you can just tell by the type of what they're wearing. They're senators for sure, and they're fairly recent.
How's the fathiers? She says, still kind of looking around the room.
That's a question to ask right now.
I know how much you love them.
I do.
How are they? She's starting to approach the desk again. And then she kind of like slides her hand behind her and just kind of gives Wen like a stop motion.
Do you have people that you love in your life yet, Goz? I mean, true love.
Wynne, who was taking a half step forward, has stopped dead in their tracks.
That's a bit of...
Also, who's holding the box?
Goz's.
Okay.
That's a bit of a personal question, don't you think?
Aren't all questions personal at the end of the day?
Depends. I'm here on some business.
That's disappointing.
But I'd be happy to talk something personal. What do you need?
You know, I never knew you,
Not outside those few days, no.
but I've learned more about you than I ever have when I saw this. And he brings up a remote controller, and he hits a button, and there are pictures of you at that small space station where you first got attacked by Rule Thez, and there are pictures of you in Naboo, and as well as pictures of you at Coruscant with the group. You were only with the group for maybe a few days at that point, about to make the deal with the Anacondan.
All right.
I didn't know that you wield the power of ambition.
Well, I could have had Coruscant Sector 4 if I really wanted to.
But why settle?
As I said, I didn't feel like I fit this company anymore. Mr. Shade saw to that.
He's done quite well for himself, have you heard?
I don't really follow what he does anymore. Frankly, I could care less.
With this unfortunate incident, which I'm sure you know nothing about, and he hits some more buttons, and you see like all these like technical readouts of like transmission logs and stuff between Naboo and other parts of the galaxy.
What did the transmission log say?
Can you make a technology roll?
Sure.
Can I also make a technology
You
roll?
may.
Who is also here?
Uh,
Wynne got a 15.
Goz got a 3.
So guys, you're seeing like a bunch of like spaghetti. It looks cool, but you don't know what that means. When you're seeing like evidence of transmissions of the squonk receiving something, and a couple calls being made back to the same thing way after the fact, and you don't recall making any transmissions during that time.
Oh, fucking
yourself.
Lysander! Fuck Lysander! That was not Goz, that was Hope. Jesus Christ.
Well,
what am I looking at here?
Behind.
it seems you've gotten involved with the wrong people, but it's okay. I understand. Because I understand you now, Goz.
I don't think you know anything about me, sir.
You're right, but I understand nonetheless. Do you know about the power of ambition?
Wynne is gonna step forward. I know that these are transmissions logs from the ship, but I don't recognize a good chunk of them, and I doubt Goz does either.
This data was purposely leaked to members of the Senate, and through my own sources, I was able to obtain some of them. Apparently, someone is implicating your crew as to be responsible for this terrible event that has struck the entire galaxy.
She kind of looks at Wynne. Oh.
And you have evidence, you have slicers to look at this and know that this has not been doctored?
Of course. I have the best.
Are you sure?
I
Because
don't
the
think
evil
it's true.
ship is really
When?
good.
I don't think this is true. Especially since the Queen of Naboo herself has vouched for you all behind the scenes. But I'm going back to my original statement and question. Guys, do you know the power of ambition?
What do you want?
I want you to answer the question. That's not the answer to a question, to a yes or no question.
Sure. Yes, I do know the power of ambition. I got to see it all the time when I worked for your company. And I know how ambition drives and destroys.
He looks almost disappointed when you say that. And he nods, and he doesn't push back at that, and then just says, a lot of destruction.
What do you want?
Why are you here?
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good any day. And by luck, we happened across Camino. And we have a message to deliver for you. And she just puts the box on the table. I don't know what's in it. We brought it to you, sir.
Did you see what they were doing in Camino?
We didn't get past the entryway. It was a very nice waiting room.
Can you make a deception roll?
Absolutely. Hold on.
Wynne is just standing in the back letting Goz handle
Thank
this.
you.
They had some questions about the transmission, but they are letting Goz handle all this.
16, 17, 18, 19, 20... Which one was it?
Deception.
21.
He presses something on his console, and you see this like, little tiny droid fly over and pick up the disc and fly it over to him. And he says, "That's disappointing. You would have seen how perverse my own company has become."
Are you all right?
No. But I have one important thing to do. And it is the most important thing I have ever done. And I will do it no matter what.
Goz... like... She just looks at him for a long moment, and finally she just walks around the desk and stands beside him. And just gets down on his level, like eye level, and just takes his hands. Are you okay?
I'm old, Goz.
Yes.
Look at me.
I see you.
And I've built this large, magnificent thing. Except some things aren't so magnificent about it. And I find myself in my time now wanting to make memories versus owning things.
Sorry, I just figured out where I think Chris got this idea from.
I understand. What can I do to help you, Logan?
Goz, follow your ambition. There aren't many in the galaxy like us.
About those transmission logs.
You're in a lot of trouble.
With who?
Someone is trying to blame you for this event, but the Naboo and apparently some Jedi are vouching for you all.
We think we know who.
So you either need to lay low or do what I think you're going to do. And if you do what you will no doubt do, just do it well.
Fuck up some Nihil. I'm very good at that.
This was not my idea. He holds up the disc and he's waving it in his hand.
Whose idea was it?
My children are inventive, and one in particular is
Cruel.
cruel.
Has she done this to you?
She did it to herself.
Well, no offense to your children. I hope she burns herself to the ground.
The only thing that matters for me now, Goz, is the galaxy. And this work, he points his old hand across the walls, pointing at every piece of art, every model, everything. This is what I can do.
If the group happens to look, or if the two happen to look around, they might see that Wynn's eyes have narrowed slightly, but otherwise they have not moved.
She is not looking like she is like still like holding Logan's hands, just kind of like kneeling, kind of like on his eye level. We need your help.
What do you need?
Payment for bringing this to you.
What kind of payment?
Would it be gauche if we asked payment for each of us?
I can offer you something more than payment.
Depends on what the payment is.
He moves his hand across his table and he presses a button, and there's this drawer that slides out, and he holds out what looks like a gold and turquoise ring. It's a little bit bigger than that would fit on a finger. And he looks at it and says, "This is a code that will get you past every hyperspace blockade, no question."
Can that be Wynn's payment?
He nods.
I would like to have a separate one if that's all right.
On the condition that you answer this question honestly.
Okay.
The day that you visited Coruscant, 15 billion credits were taken out of one of our primary commercial accounts. Was that you?
No. I don't even know what you're talking about.
The hack came from Coruscant. We know that much.
We were set up when we went to Coruscant. We were doing a simple delivery job.
Who?
She just looks over. An Anacondan?
Wynn holds up a finger.
Trying to remember his name.
Well,
Wicker?
It was
Yeah.
Wicker. Yeah, but Wynn is.
Let's go back to episode number 1.
Right?
Yeah, Wynn actually pulls out the data pad.
The thing is, I was listening to episode 1 like about a week ago, but I didn't get to Wicker. I don't remember.
It wasn't episode 1. Maybe it was like 3 or 4.
Wicker. But, Wynn adds while attention is on them, to my recollection of events, there was not a point where any one member of our crew went off by themselves while on Coruscant.
We were just doing our first job as a crew. And then we left. It was not me. Who do you think it was?
I don't know. But as a business, it has put us in a interesting situation.
I'm so sorry I can't help you. I don't know.
Well, if you do someday, you can let me know.
I'll do my best.
What is it that you wanted?
I would like a debt erased.
He squints at you a bit in size. That's a lot.
Looking around, it's probably a drop in the bucket. For you. But you could...
Financially, it's not a lot. but meaningfully.
It would mean a lot to me.
Why?
Because this person deserves it. And it could change a life. And a trajectory of a life. And I've done nothing but destroy in the time I've been here. And I would like to have a chance to create something new for someone.
Can you make a persuasion roll at advantage?
At advantage? Okay.
Ooh. Is this what Chris feels like when he just sits here and watches us roleplay at each other?
Do you, you said
If so, I've been envying. I'm envying. Okay, this is fun.
You said persuasion?
Yes.
Okay. 17.
He sighs. Within my power, I will absolve any debt you ask me to.
She just turns. Wynne, give me your data pad. I want it in writing.
Wynne opens a new Word document and hands over the data pad. And they are also going to take the hyperspace ring.
Okay.
And slip it on.
She just puts the data pad in front of him.
You put it on the computer. It's the same concept as in Rise of Skywalker.
Okay.
They had the... Okay, anyway.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell...
Chris, do you like Rise of Skywalker?
It's the best Star Wars movie ever. Anyway.
I'm going to tell you what to write, and then we're going to read it to make sure it's correct, and then you will send a copy to my comm. And then we will watch you send it to wherever you need to send it, okay?
He snaps his fingers, and a droid flies over with a data pad of its own, and it will begin to type down everything you say.
I, Logan Taylor, hereby authorize payment from my personal account to the Buying Guild for one Wynne. And then she stops and looks at him. Wynne, what's your last name?
Wynne looks very uncomfortable at having to say it out loud, and then groans and says, You are sworn to secrecy. It's Genitivi.
Genitivi.
Yes.
She just smiles. For one Wynne, Genitivi, to wipe away their financial debt in its entirety.
The droid finishes computating, and he takes the pad and he presses his thumb into it, and you can hear a program launching off. Contract signed, and he hands it over to you.
She's just looking at it and just reading over it. And just hold it out to Wynne. You have to sign it too.
Wynne just is standing there completely frozen. And then very, very slowly with a hand, they reach
She just
up
takes
and...
her thumb and just like sticks it on the pad.
Just grabs it and presses it. Okay.
And just hands it back. And I want to watch you send it to Scoverbine yourself.
Logan just like smiles almost as if he's taking some glee in this, and he presses a bunch of buttons and it says message sent.
And a copy to my data pad.
Or I've already CC'd it.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Logan.
Thank you. Thank you. That was
It is good that you care for someone genuinely. It's a commodity in the galaxy.
I would be dead without them.
Remember one thing, Goz. It's lonely at the top of the mountain.
That's why I preferred the village at the base.
He nods.
Do you need anything?
I need nothing other than this effort to be successful, to do what the Chancellor says we must do.
What is that model?
There is to be a fair of sorts in a couple months from now. Not long, actually.
To my recollection, Republic fairs have happened before.
They have.
May I roll a lore roll or something to determine if Wynne, or even Goz, might have
Both of y'all
heard
can,
of a
because
Yeah.
actually, if you've been listening to any Galactic Radio,
She's pop
your
culture
characters know
boily.
about it already, because already being talked
That's
about.
a 12.
I got 11.
12 lore.
You know there's going to be a Galactic Fair at Valo not long from now.
Huh.
Oh, the Republic fair on Vala.
I didn't think they were doing that because of the hyperspace disaster.
I also thought that they had canceled that because of the hyperspace disaster.
That has been my concern as well, but I have reassurances from the Chancellor that it is going to move forward.
Excellent. I hope you succeed in your venture, sir.
We must.
Maybe we'll stop by.
The future of this company is depending on it. It must go smoothly.
She just smiles. Well, good luck. With a kind of looking like she does not mean that.
I would be afraid for the galaxy if it does not.
We should probably
We will leave you.
head out.
But, sir, you have my comm, and I have your card.
Just know that your friends and yourselves are being wanted by the Republic. Take that seriously, please. And
We
you
will.
were never here.
We were never here.
I don't even know who you are.
Okay, just walk. Start walking. Just go.
He presses a button and the double doors to his office chamber open. And the droid is already standing there waiting on the other side.
As she's leaving, she just stops. And she just looks back like she wants to ask one more thing. And decides to follow Wynne out.
He calls out, Goz, remember what I said. It is lonely at the top of the mountain. That mountain does not necessarily mean it is one of greed and ambition. That mountain can represent responsibility.
Does he need me?
You already know who needs you. It has nothing to do with him.
She looks a little wounded at that. But then looks very firm. And just looks over at Wynne. I know exactly who needs me.
Wynne nods and motions in the direction of the ship.
Good day to you, sir.
He just nods and the doors close as soon as you leave. The droid looks over. I hope you've enjoyed your time here. Please, if you wish to provide me your galactic email address, I will send you a survey so that you can rank your tourist experience here.
Walk right past
Yeah,
the
she
droid.
just follows.
Excuse me, wait. And the poor droid can't keep up with y'all if you even like fast walk.
On the ship, on the ship, on the ship.
Is it bad that I was hoping for something else? Like, it's good.
I don't think it's bad or good if you were hoping for something else. That's what happened.
I know.
On the ship, on the ship.
I was hoping my old boss would be here.
Let's just get to Jeddah. Wynne has just a very uncomfortable look on their face at the mention of Goz's old boss. And just let's just get back to the ship.
So you walk back into the ship and you can hear that someone had turned on the holo projection to watch some whatever streaming channel is on right now. And Gonk is sitting kind of on the bench and just like watching, and there's some kind of like newsreel where there's a woman saying, important news from Ritello. Ritello, the company, among rumors of mergers between the Trade Federation and the Bind Guild, have announced that they will participate in the refugee efforts for the hyperspace disaster. This comes at a recent announcement that there was a new ambassador on behalf of the Ritello company to the Galactic Senate. And suddenly there is a change of scene where there is somebody standing behind a series of digital microphones. There's a large sea of reporters out front, and they're standing like off to the side in front of the Senate building. And you see this like pale man with gold eyes. He has longish brownish light gold hair, except it's instead of being down like it usually is, Goz, he has it like tied up in the back, and he's wearing like the nicest suit you've even ever seen him wear, with like very sharp shoulders. And he's just like standing around. He's making sure at all times that he is positioning his head and his face so that the camera captures his best side. And he just smiles and just says, "Here at Ritello, we support the decision of Chancellor Lenaso of shutting down the hyperspace lanes so that we can protect the entire galaxy. Indeed, our proliferation across the galaxy represents a great need of people everywhere in the galaxy to be able to purchase goods at affordable prices and get anything that they could
pauses it.
possibly want."
And just staring at the image of the man.
Wynn's gonna actually lean over and just turn the
She
screen
stops
off.
Wynn's hand. I'm just looking at him.
The Chiron on the news says Ritello announced Sandor Shade as the new executive representative to the Senate of Ritello.
Just holding Wynn's hand very tight and just staring at the paused image of him.
Gonk looks over and is like, "Gonk?"
I know you're having a moment, but Duras bones, little breakable. I think one of them might be splintering.
Just lets go of their hand.
Ugh. They shake it. You good? You're not good. Okay.
She at first she just looked a little shocked, and now she's just looking a little bit more resolved and more just like a very calm, neutral, negative, but not bad. Not the fear that of earlier of anything else like that. And she just reaches over and just turns it off.
Gonk? Gonk holds up his hands.
I shouldn't have asked for that.
Gonk?
Mm.
Gonk stands up and like also waddles behind you, Goz, a little bit, and he puts his little metal arm on your shoulder.
He wasn't even here.
Gonk.
But you were here,
Mm-hmm.
and you got the stuff to help the crew.
Mm-hmm. She just sits down, just starts going through the co-pilot stuff to power on up the ship. Mm-hmm.
And Wynne slides down into the pilot seat. You know, the debt was the reason I had to drop out.
I know. And if you would like to go back, maybe a few HoloNet classes at a time, we'll figure it out. Lysander and Coriel can fly, and me and Zero will keep the babies away from your large Duros forehead as you absorb knowledge, and we'll figure out a way to make it work.
You could have asked for anything.
I could have asked for my debt to be erased.
Or any of the other people that you used to work with.
Yeah.
When it's silent for a second and then says, "Thank you," is what I'm attempting to get to. I'm not used to people doing things so directly for me.
Well, two things. First of all, my debt is made up. It's something that he made up. It's not a real number. Because every time I got close to losing it or filing it away, it somehow shot up for some infraction or debt or whatever, or interest. My number was made up, but yours was a very tangible number that could be tackled. Did I ever tell you why I left Dragor?
Wynne shakes their head. I don't think so.
I didn't want to work in a mine. And I didn't want to work on a farm. My only other option would be to work in a little store in a town for the next 40 years, unless I got blown up by an Hill first. That's it. That's why I left. That's why I went to Coruscant. I didn't have these big dreams to be Dr. Wynne like you do. I didn't want to be Dr. Betable. But so I left. And but I know, like, you have this goal and this dream, and I saw an opportunity to help you get that. Do you want to know my goals in life? My goals in life are these. I want to be comfortable. And by comfortable, I mean, like, not super wealthy, like you've seen the super wealthy now. Like, I don't want that. I just, like, want my bills paid and, like, maybe go shopping every once in a while. Like, I want to be comfortable. I thought I wanted to see an ocean, but now I realize it's a beach, and I want to take Zero and Lysander to a beach so we can all, like, see a beach, because I want to see a beach, like, on Niamo Shore. And, like, I even know, like, what beach I want to go to. And not Niamo Shore, though, not that one. But so I want to see a beach, and then I want to.
No, I would also prefer not to go to Niamos. It's just a tourist trap anyway.
But I have the beach I would love to go to one day, but I just want to see a beach with, like, my friends, with Zero and Lysander and Coriel and you. And the third thing I want is to eat a lot of really tasty foods wherever I go. And I'm especially craving olives right now, so that'd be, if I get some olives, that'd be great. But, like, that's it. I can get my life goals while helping you achieve yours, because we're a team, aren't we?
Wynne just seems confused by that for a moment, and then their face resolves down and they nod, and yeah, I suppose that is what being on a team is.
Gonk.
Yeah.
Working for Irvin, there wasn't really a team. It was all to support what he wanted. But I was always a little jealous of Leox and Geode.
For being so hot.
I figured that wasn't for me. But I think I'm starting to get it now. And they are also bringing the ship up into orbit as they're having this conversation. I think I'm starting to get it now. See, the list of things you can teach me never ends.
I'm glad. And like I said, if you want to just do it like a class at a time, or if you want to do a whole semester, we'll figure out a way to do it when. We'll figure it out.
A lot of people in my life have tried to support my dreams. My parents especially. And when
You still need a call, by the way.
When that didn't work, I'm having a moment
I'm
here.
sorry. Go on. Have your moment, girl.
When it didn't work out, it felt in a lot of ways like I had failed to live up to some expectation. I don't know. I will need time to process this information, this turn of events. But for now, they plug the hyperspace ring in, and they look over at Goz and they say, "For now, thank you. I hope will suffice."
You're the one that taught me that I can't do this alone.
Now let's go see what sort of fire that these people have done.
I'm so worried about them.
Oh!
Wynne, can you
Wynne
make a
waves their hand.
can you make a pilot check, please?
26, as Wynne says.
Nice.
Wynne says, I'm sure they'll be fine.
And you will hyperspace successfully to Jeddah. The thing you have allowed, you do get contacted through the whole way, like, you know, who is this, what the fuck, blah blah blah, by various official forces, and the thing basically gives them an all clear signal, and you're able to pass through.
Rich people.
Rich people.
Rich people magic.
Yes. And that, y'all, is where we're gonna close it for.
Oh my god!
Right
We
now.
got to Jeddah.
We did it! We did it!
Logan Talo stands upon his balcony, watching as the 1N leaves the planet. He's very quiet, watching all of nature around him, the mountains, the trees, the village below. The silence is suddenly broken by the sound of his approaching protocol droid. "Sir," the protocol droid says, "I was wondering, why did you let them go? I thought you were going to kill them." Talo just turns around, silent and thinking for a moment, and he says, "Oh, my dear droid, they're far more useful to me now, out there in the galaxy, causing chaos. Tell me, when was the last report you received from Lorna D?" The droid perks up a bit. "Oh, she just submitted a report, as a matter of fact, Master. She informed me that she is in Jeddah, and the merchandise will be in her possession within a few cycles." Talo nods, approving. He thinks for a moment further and then says, "She'll have to hold on to the merchandise for some time until this hyperspace disaster nonsense is over. Whenever it will be over. If it will ever be over. Inform her that I will pay her in installments, with a 20% increase for the inconvenience of storing such a thing, but I think it is in our mutual best interest if she holds on to it for a bit. In the meantime, I have much to do." The droid nods for a moment and begins to turn around, and then suddenly stops. He looks back to his master and asks, "Sir, I was wondering one thing. Why did you tell Goz about the money that's been missing?" Talo smirks. What a wise droid for asking such a question. "Misdirection, my friend. Misdirection is one of the easiest tools of manipulation. We can't very well let anyone believe that I was the one that has taken the funds. And when it is discovered, and it will eventually be discovered by one of our investors, it will be reported to the Senate. And then we will have to move further into our plan." The droid nods and then asks, "Well, what is the plan, Master?" Talo turns back to stare at the serene vision of Alderaan, and he simply says, "Why, we must adhere to democracy. The Senate will eventually investigate it, and they'll want to blame someone for it. And in that circumstance, my friend, we will allow the wheels of democracy to turn." Well, everybody, that is our episode for this week. Hope you enjoyed it. And I can't wait for y'all to hear the next couple episodes, because for the first time in many, many months, the entire group gets back together. But how will it all go and turn out? It will be our mid-season arc point for season 2 of this show, and so it's going to be a blockbuster, y'all. I can't wait for y'all to hear it. As always, most of the music of our whole show is composed by Grushkov. They have music inspired by the High Republic, fantasy, and some other projects, so definitely check them out. They're on Spotify, YouTube, basically anywhere where you can get music or buy music, they're there. Also, if you look for us on social media at For Light and Dice, there's a link to our profile. That's where you can find other places where our podcast is, our Discord link. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to our podcast, tell your friends about us, and also leave a review because that really helps more people find us. We would love for more people to join us on our journey. All right, y'all. That's it for me for today. Thank you so much for listening, and as always, may the Force be with you.